We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again.
Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother, was happening.
Good with you, bro.
Man, I am continuing on to a very this is probably week 2 of going on a crazy couple of weeks here, probably for the rest of the year though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it.
this
Pedal to the
one
metal.
of my favorite times of the year though, man. I think that I love that this particular time of the year. I'm probably busier than I usually am. Usually I love this time of the year because I'm doing a bunch of lounging. But this time around, I'm not mad though, bro.
No, I understand, bro. You had a busy weekend. I had a busy weekend. So, yeah, it's a lot going on.
Let's talk about it, man. We'll get that music going.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
If you
of all time.
smell what the rock.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages. We are live on both platforms at the same time. You click on the notification, you click on the bell, you get the heads up whenever your boys and Miss doing their thing. Ace Kennedy. Talk to me about your so since last week, you had a lot going on. I had a lot going on. What you had?
I told you I had the murder mystery popping off. We was doing something different this year. With the band at church, we decided to do a Friendsgiving, and we incorporated a murder mystery. So it was real dope. A lot of people came on out, and yeah, good times.
Yeah, I had my this is how I know. This is how I know I'm getting old, bro. So I had my housewarming, and it was real cool though, man, because I had been we've been prepping and planning and everything like that for a little bit though, man. And it turned out real good though, man. I'm talking about like, man, we typically our get-togethers usually turn into some kind of game night situation though, man. Which is probably another thing that I'll probably end up doing more frequently is having true game nights though, bro. Had a bomb time. Had the homie PBR pull up. Had the Fresh 8 Boss pull up. Had my cousins them pull on up. That was fire though, bro. I mean, had nice, good drinks, good food, good peoples. Couldn't ask for a better party though, bro. It was real dope though, man. So now that I got that one over with, it's on to Thanksgiving. We hosting that, and then I get a weekend to prep for the birthday though, man. So back to back things though, bro. But I'm excited though, very excited.
Yeah, man, that's dope, man. I know we getting ready for Thanksgiving this year. I think we doing it at the house this year. Me and Samaya is tag teaming on the cooking duties this year.
Okay.
Which is real difficult for me.
Yeah,
giving up control. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna cook it? Because I need to see. Like, I need to know. Like,
you expecting it to taste. You expected it to taste a certain way, huh?
I'm expecting it to taste a certain way. So it's gonna be, And here's the thing: nobody in my house eats leftovers. So that's the other thing. I needed to taste a certain way so that when I'm tearing it down, the rest of the because I'm trying to have leftovers for at least a cool week, bro. Like I go hard a week, bro. I go hard with Listen, I go hard with my Thanksgiving leftovers. I know everybody be done after 2-3 days, and some people they can't even eat it after the first day. Listen, bro, this is my thing. If your food is good, you should be wanting to eat that junk. So I know for me and mine be good. So I could eat it for a week and it still tastes like it
It should
just
taste
gets better.
better.
It just
No,
gets
it should
better.
taste better. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been sitting in the season longer, sitting in the marinade. It's been It
Yeah.
should be better.
It gets better and it's good. Like cuz I only cook what I like. Like Sarah and them like cuz I don't like stuff and I don't like dressing. Like
We don't like dressing. Wait a minute, you violating over there, bro.
Nope. Listen, I'm simple listen, my plate is simple, bro. Mac and cheese, yams, turkey, ham, maybe some deviled eggs, some sort of vegetable, whether it's green beans or greens, and then I gotta have some cranberry sauce. That's it. I ain't got to have no roll. You can give me a roll, but I don't know cornbread, nothing like, bro. I'm simple.
Wait. Okay, the cranberry sauce goes with the dressing. So what do you just eat? You just eat it like it's Jello, then.
No, it's not like not first of all, not like no Jello.
You eat it. Yeah, no. You eat cranberry sauce.
No, the cranberry. Listen, no. You ask me how I eat it. That's how you eat it. For me, it's the sweet bite, right? The sweet and the savory. Like when you eating the meat and you eat like it's just like boom, it's a quick dip. Yeah, I don't need it for no stuffing them. Oh no, nah, I don't like that, bro.
When you think you know somebody, huh? Just when you think you know, listen. All my life, I listen. All my life, and I never thought this was a thing.
Yeah.
Anybody did any differently, but all my life, I thought that you eat the dressing. This is how I've always done it. You eat the dressing with a scoop of the cranberry sauce if you're gonna do it. And then that's your bite. That's the sweet and savory that you're talking about, all in one bite. Not, I'm gonna go ahead and eat some. I'm gonna eat something savory, and then boom, let me get a bite of this whole. Because maybe I'm tripping. I don't like this cranberry sauce by itself.
I don't either. It ain't like it's not like my mouth is empty and then I eat cranberry sauce. It don't know.
It's like it sounds like you're eating like it's Jello, bro.
That's so bad for thinking that because I explained how I eat it. What I'm saying is just if I'm biting everything on my stuff, I'm gonna get a little dip of my cranberry sauce. It works for me. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. I don't like dressing. I don't like stuffing. Y'all can keep it.
I don't like. This was funny. I think that the one thing that I've learned as I've gotten older is that I don't know. Maybe dressing is just a down south thing because I think that everybody who I know from DC and on up north, right? I don't know, maybe Virginia, I would throw Virginia in it as well. But the DMV and up north, everything after that. So North Carolina, after North Carolina, everybody that I know has done stuffing. They don't do dressing. And I prefer dressing. I might just do a small dressing, matter of fact.
Okay. Now, when you say stuffing, is you talking about the reals that's stuffed in the turkey?
Listen. So I'm talking about, yes, there's stuffing, the breadcrumbs that some people do that they put in the turkey, and that's cool if that's what you're doing. But where I'm from, we do dressing, and you can stuff the dressing in the turkey still, and that be some good part of it because it got all the juices from the turkey and whatnot. But no, I'm saying that you do a whole, it's cornbread dressing. It got celery in it. It got some, I like to put minced onions in mine because I don't like big onion bites in mine. And you don't taste it. You don't get a crunch, like, you know what I'm saying? And then I do real finely diced bell peppers though, bro. I hit that with some of the smoked turkey meat. Pull that, I'll get that on a nice ball for my broth. And then once I'm done with the stock, once I'm done with the actual turkey, I take the turkey off the bone and I pull that, shred that, and then when I'm mixing it all together, with 1 egg to bind it, and then also with the stock as the extra seasoning though, bro. And best thing going though. I wasn't gonna make none because my Neek's family, they typically do stuffing, but I think I might do a little dressing though, bro. Now that I think about it, I just kind of talked into doing a dressing though, bro. Not that you did it, but now I think I am gonna do it though, man. But I'm tripping.
Yeah, bro, everything you just said is everything that I don't like. So you can have, bro. It ain't for me. Now here's the thing. I'm one of those people, right? For things that I didn't like when I was a kid, or things that I didn't like that I was younger, I'll go back and retry it to make, because I've heard that your palate changes over time, whatever the case may be. So I am open to trying stuff, but I can tell you, if it ain't broke, don't fix it when it comes to my Thanksgiving plate, bro. Like and here's the thing. I remember, so I think like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 years, me and Sarah used to go to Mashawn Jackson's them house for Thanksgiving. And I remember she said, "Hey, is there something you want me to make for you for Thanksgiving?" I said, yeah, do some baked beans. She was like, "Baked beans?" I said, "Yeah, baked beans." She was like, "Well, don't baked beans go with no Thanksgiving?" I see.
Listen. So my sister Serena makes the bomb baked beans, and she take them hoes everywhere, dog. And I'm talking about they travel on Thanksgiving, though, bro. And everybody got their own little recipe for them, though. But her baked beans go so hard, though, bro.
Yeah,
you got me thinking I might make some now.
Yeah, I think baked beans go with Thanksgiving, bro.
I think so too. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I think baked beans go anywhere that macaroni and cheese go. So if you think that if you think that macaroni goes for Thanksgiving, then so does baked beans to me, though, bro.
You know what? I'm gonna actually make that a question of the day. Does baked beans go with Thanksgiving? Matter of fact, I'm gonna just see if Mashana answer. No, because I forgot she's taking care of something. But no, that would be funny. I just need to ask though if she making baked beans for Thanksgiving. But yeah, I think they go, bro. I think they go. It meshes with everything I be eating. Because I know if my mama was here,
the baked bean. I listen. I love baked beans, bro. So I'm inclined to say, yeah. I think
but the baked beans got to be done right, though, right? You got to have the meat in it. You got to have you can put bell peppers and onions, whatever you want.
How you do your baked beans,
though? Mustard, brown sugar. If I'm really feeling fancy, I'll do the bell pepper, the onion, but gotta have some meat in it. And yeah. Yeah, what you do to yours? Oh, and Sarah told me to tell you better not make no cornbread in your
It's going.
And she said it better not be in that Texas.
It's going. I've listened.
Not just still ain't gave her hers yet.
Listen, I don't know where. I know like this. I know where to get them, but she got to. We gonna talk about that. But I'm making. So I've made peach cornbread.
Yep, I told somebody about that yesterday.
Yeah, I made peach cornbread, and now listen, my peach cornbread recipe just went next level now. Yeah, right?
You switched from Jiffy.
Yeah, I got off of Jiffy now, man. I'm off of Jiffy's, and listen, it's off of Jiffy, and then it went to a whole nother level, right?
Yeah.
And then I went to, I got a dope blueberry recipe also. The only thing about the blueberries, I'm trying to come up with a different butter to go on top of it. But I'm about to go ahead and whip out some sweet potato cornbread this time around.
Yeah, I just saw somebody talk about that.
Yeah, I saw somebody was talking about it also, and I was like, you know what? I already in my head know how I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So yeah. But I'm off of Jiffy now though. Not that Jiffy did anything wrong. It's right. Just other people did something right, bro. Yeah.
Hey man, real quick. So there was this thing that came out about this girl, Charissa Thompson. She used to be a sideline reporter.
Yeah.
She's a host. And apparently she was on a podcast recently talking about back when she was working the sidelines, there would be times where the coaches wouldn't come up for the sideline reports or they were running out of time. So she would just make up the reports. And some people, I know Dan Levitard or whatever, he was pretty like upset, like, nah, bruh. Like back when I was
I
growing
thought
up.
she was live. Wait. I thought she's still on Thursday Night Football. That one.
Well,
She active.
Well, they said she's a host now. Oh, okay, well,
Yeah, maybe
Courtney said she's
she's
on
no
Thursday
longer
Night
being.
Football.
Yeah, I'm about to say maybe she's no longer a sideline reporter, but maybe she's in the studio. But yeah, she's still active though.
Yeah, she's still active, but I thought she was saying she's not on the sidelines anymore, like doing the sideline report. But she was saying like a lot of times, if the coaches wouldn't allow her the opportunity to interview him, because it's a quick little segment coming back from halftime, she said, well, I would just look at the game and be like, well, look, we need to come off the ball, we need to get off the field on third downs, and we need to, protect the quarterback, like just general stuff. And she was like, I would just make it up if we didn't have time or if I didn't get a chance to talk to the coaches.
But okay, but this is my thing.
Yeah.
Would she say this is what the coaches said?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
She so if she talked to the coaches, she would say, hey, this person said that.
Right.
But if she didn't, then she would just say, yeah, they just need to do this. You know what I'm saying? And she said, and I would say such general stuff that I wouldn't get any pushback because I'm watching the game where it's like, look, yeah.
I'm not mad at that. See, I'm not mad at that.
To me, that's an improvisation.
Yeah, you freestyling, because here's my thing about it. If you're not getting an interview, right? And let's just say that, let's just say if you're a sideline reporter, right?
Yeah.
And while you're a sideline reporter, you've noticed that, that this team is only at getting 50 yards and they can't finish no third downs. They're 0-6 on third downs, right? If you come out there at halftime and you say, hey, the Falcons got to work on, feeding the ball, maybe getting so involved, and they got to start converting some of these third downs. If they want to go ahead and turn around and say, if you just give it your general analysis of what you just saw because you didn't get the opportunity to interview a coach before, at that time, I'm not mad at that though, bro. Like, I'm not mad at you for just saying in general terms, this is what I'm saying. I the way that it was framed, the way other people made it framed, is that she was just out here making up like the running back isn't going to be back because he pulled the hamstring, or he's not in the game because blah, 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 blah. Like, if you just making up something that's not even factual versus a general observation, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm not mad if that's what she's doing. But it was just framed like she was just making up, lying. And I don't think that she's lying.
No, I think she's telling you what she's. Yeah, it's a TV show at the end of the day.
I'm not mad at that, bro.
I'm not mad at it either, but apparently the journalistic integrity is being insulted because of her making up stuff. So yeah.
I can see why it would be insulting if you're saying, hey, if I ain't have nothing, I'm just out here making up some stuff. When I say making up some stuff, I'm saying, hey, coaches told me blah, 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 blah. But if you're just giving because listen, with all things considered, right? The female sideline reporter there's what makes her any different from a host of a show. She's watching the same game. She has the same eyes as anyone, as an analyst. She's in tune, that she's a professional at watching football and giving analysis. Yeah.
But the way this is the thing, the way it's being portrayed is because of how she said it, right? They're saying what you're doing is you're basically generalizing what a sideline reporter does. So you're basically you're messing with the integrity of the whole organization. Of people are thinking like, well, are they making up the stuff that they're saying? Like, they took that one general statement of what she said she did for what and gave the reasons why, and it's like all these other people that have worked hard to get to that position, that opportunity, and you basically just like, man, ain't nothing. I just be making up stuff sometimes. Like that's the way it sounded.
The one thing so this is the one thing I'm gonna tell you this though on the cool. One thing I didn't, as the older I've gotten, the more that I've actually had growing respect are for the not necessarily the sideline reporters, but the beat reporters, right? The Jacina Anderson, the Malika Andrews before she got on, the Kimberly Martins and everything like that. I think that the one thing that's just kind of interesting to me, though, man, is that the reason why I have this growing respect for them is just because I think that all they have to go on is, for starters, you got to look fine, and that's your way, right, to get in with a lot of these dudes. But I think that because I think that some of the female reporters, they're getting older now, right, and I think that they're getting out of touch. And so one of the things that's crazy to me is that I guess I'm respecting more this new wave. And Jacina Anderson is one who is one of the older ones that still is, or she's still looking fine, by the way. I don't mind seeing more of her. But I think that like I said, I respect that. Like Kimberly Martin, who comes on First Take, she comes on Get Up. I respect that she was like, she's just a beat report. She was not just, but she was a beat reporter for like the New York teams, even when they're trash. And I think that I love that she's been able to parlay her personality into having on-air live TV time, though, man, to where now, like when I see her, I expect some kind of moment. Like I like her feedback. And I think that I guess I don't know why. I mean, all my life we saw the Lisa Salters, the what's the other what's the other girl? Not Pamela Anderson. What's my girl who used to have Pam Oliver? Yeah, those are ones that I'm like, oh, okay. You know what? They've been on TV my whole life, and now I can at least respect that you got this new wave that are in there, though, bro. But I got more respect for them now, so I can kind of see how if you're one of them and you've been riding on that. And now somebody gets out. Okay, let me ask you this. I got it. Now I think about it, though, bro.
What's up?
Is this privilege, bro? Can you imagine? Listen, wait a minute. I just thought about this, bro. If Kimberly Martin said this, or if Pam Oliver said that, okay, this is what I'm saying. Does she have the privilege of doing that? She's in a position where at some point, though, right, she probably is thinking, this ain't that big of a deal. But so when people are saying the journalistic integrity, I'm saying, all right, let's just say that's one thing. But is that privilege that she can just do that, though, bro?
I don't think it's privilege because, one, she doesn't do that anymore. Like if she was still working there, I could see it being a bigger issue. She doesn't do it anymore. She's
I get that. Now.
So
I can see though. I can see the black chicks getting mad about that, bro.
I see both sides. I see her side where she's saying it's not that big a deal, meaning that, listen, I have a job to do, because to me, it's just as much her fault as it is the coaches. The coaches know that they're supposed to be doing these interviews.
So I understand.
So what is she supposed to do? If the coach doesn't give her the interview, what's she supposed to do?
Hey, you can go ahead and say, hey, we couldn't get an interview because the coach still fired up my assessment, blah, 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 blah. I think that's all she's going to do, exactly what she's doing anyway. Like, I don't think that she's wrong. I don't think that she's wrong. What I am saying, though, is that I can understand that if one of these Kimberly Martins or Malika Andrews or all these other young up-and-coming ones be like, yo, that's how you getting by. That's how you get to host your own show out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see why they would have an issue with it, even though me as just a general fan wouldn't have an issue with it. To me, I would look at that almost like a similar to where, oh my gosh, here we go. It would be almost like what's on Succession?
Yeah.
Tom getting promoted, Tom being a higher up by association, right? It's like, all right, bro, you up there by nepotism. Am I mad about it? Like, nah, it happens. You know it happens. But at the same time, if you working there, you feel like you've been busting your tail, and Tom, who's not qualified, is now your boss, then you'd be like, I can kind of see why somebody would have a problem with that. So I can see why why somebody could look at that and say there's some level of privilege there, though, bro.
I don't see it like that, bro. I just think, man, because here's the thing. She get just as much criticism just because she a woman out there doing it, bro.
That's very true.
I don't know. I just
and that's that. I don't see very many men reporters doing that. Not in game. There's not a lot of them though, bro.
Right. So I just, like I said, I don't have an issue with it. Like you said, if she was out there making up injuries or making up, like, if somebody was injured and she gave a reason why that wasn't, she ain't confirmed nothing. She just making up, like, that's one thing. But you just saying a general assessment. Who was really paying attention to what they were saying on the sideline reports anyway, to where it affected how they viewed the rest of the game, bro?
Well, listen, so it's different now. I'm gonna tell you why that's a big deal. The big deal now is that the NFL is part of betting now, so things like that can impact betting, and people are. Listen, I already think that there's a little bit.
No.
Injuries, the reports, all
no,
stuff.
not the injuries. The stuff that she made up is what I'm saying. So she's not giving out the injury report. She's giving out the assessment on what the team needs to do better to improve in order to make a comeback to win.
I agree with you that that's not going to be something that's going to be changing the needle, swinging it one way or the other. What I'm saying, though, is that if it was almost implied as if she was making up things, but like making up the injury, I get that. I guess
so that's what I'm saying. I'm not speculating because she came out and said what it was. Like, I verbatim heard what she said. So I'm not. If you're talking about injury reports, yes, that would be that. I mean, that's a whole different thing. But that's not what she was doing.
No, I'm with you though. No, I'm not that. I don't think it's that big. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. No.
Hey, real quick before we get into some other stuff, the Clippers on a win streak, bro.
They are.
That's all you got to say.
They are. That's it. I got nothing to say, man. I'm gonna listen, bro. You know what it is, though, man. I think that what the Clippers did by bringing on James Harden, to me, is like this. It would be like you see an ant on the floor in your house, and rather than you step on it, you went and got a shotgun to shoot it. Just not necessary. Just not necessary, bro. And I think that now you caused yourself a bigger problem, because now you got to pay to get your floors fixed. You got to pay, you got to worry about ricochets. You got to worry about all this stuff. And I think that they're introducing a problem that I don't think was even necessary, though, bro. So, and it's James Harden, and I've gone on the record. I've accepted that I'm a James Harden hater, so it does nothing for me that they win. And now I was looking forward to Paul George having another one of those MVP kind of seasons. Well, Paul George comes out and says, hey, man, I was just trying to be a glue guy and try to make sure everybody else is cool. And Tyronn Lue was like, nah, dude, him. I need you to step up and lead. And that's a problem that you didn't have prior to that, though, bro. So get out of my face with it, bro.
Yeah, in other basketball news, there's a report out that the Wizards is looking to already trade Jordan Poole, bro. What we doing with that, bro?
I think as well they should. Listen, bro. There is no reason that Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma should be on the court at the same time playing the same. Listen.
Are they the same dude, bro?
They are the same dude, bro. It's just Jordan Poole has blonde hair sometimes. But I mean, when you really think about it, they put up very similar numbers, though, bro. And I just don't think. Listen, man. If we being 1,000, right? If we keep it at 1,000, I think that Jordan Poole, I think that Kyle Kuzma, with enough shots, and this is I had to be honest with myself. If you give them enough shots, They're you know who they are to me. They're
Who?
Zach LaVine, bro. I think they're Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine averaged 25 points because he had the greenness of green lights. So I think fully that if Jordan Poole, if you give him the greenness of green lights, he'll average 25. I think that Kyle Kuzma didn't have the greenest green light, and he still gave you 19, got him a nice little contract for it. But they are, to me, both are number 3 guys. And so I think that what's happening is that now you're trying to figure out, is Jordan Poole a number 1 guy? I don't think he is. But Kyle Kuzma certainly to me is a number 3 guy. And then last season, Kyle Kuzma had to step up and be a number 2, sometimes 3 guy because you had Porzingis, who I also think is a number 3 guy, right? And so I think that now you are, again, I know you're trying to stay relevant, right? But now you got 2 guys who are the same guy. They're going to get you number 3 guy points. They're going to give you about 20 points a game, 19 to 20 points a game, 1 or 2 assists, maybe 2 rebounds. That's it, though, bro. But Jordan, they you can tell they don't seem like winning is a priority, though, bro. They some of the, if you ever watch one of their games, though, bro, you be like, what the hell was you thinking, though, man? It's crazy watching them play. Get them more. If I'm them, you might have to let them score as many points as they can just to fatten up a trade-off. But I would get rid of Jordan Poole, and I would get rid of and maybe another team that's a contending team. You know who Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma would fit in with right now are the Lakers.
The Lakers?
Yeah.
You would bring Kyle Kuzma back, though?
I would bring, because it's a different Kyle Kuzma, right? I think that you're bringing Kyle Kuzma back with see, this is the thing. I would bring him back depending on what Austin Reeves becomes, right? Because Austin Reeves, to me, has no reason why he shouldn't be averaging 18 points now. He has a green light to do him. So whatever you capable of, you got the greenest lights to do it. And so if you tell me that Austin Reeves, yeah, he plays defense, and I don't think Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma plays like that. But you keep him out there because he does give you the an earnest attempt. But I think, though, that, yeah, you got to have somebody else who can score what Jordan Poole and Kuzma gives you, about 19 or 20 points. And if Austin Reeves is that, you don't need it. But if he ain't that, you still need somebody to be a true number 3 guy. Oh, and listen, by the way, I'm going to tell you who somebody who's looking bad out here in the streets, though, bro, is DeAndre Ayton, bro. He is looking awful out there in Portland, though, bro. Terrible.
He was looking awful in Phoenix.
He looks even worse, bro. Looks even worse, though, man. It makes him look even worse because he's one of the OGs of the team, bro. That's what makes it look bad, bro. Awful.
So let's dive into it, bro. We avoided the topic as much as we possibly could. It's on the internet everywhere, bro. What are we doing about this boy Diddy?
You want to take a stab at this one first? You want to go at this one first?
So allegedly, well, not allegedly, what I'm about to say, but Cassie, his ex-girl, filed a report against him talking about sexual assault, the allegations of sexual assault, and a lifestyle that she didn't want to live, and putting her in positions she didn't want to be in, and all of these different things that came out on the report. And just as quick as the report came out, they came to a settlement. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard it, I was thinking like, okay, if they settled that quick, Diddy didn't want some stuff coming out. That's what I thought, right? Then, of course, other reports came out that Cassie actually, before she filed the report, hit Diddy up for some money, and he didn't want to pay it. And so then she filed. So it sounded like a money grab, right?
Okay.
But since they settled, I've heard allegedly that other women have come forward now. So this could be a very slippery slope for Diddy. And and then on top of that, of course, his name has come up in conversations with the Tupac case. So again, what are we doing with Diddy? Like, it's like he's been a staple in hip hop for quite a long time. And it's weird because he just dropped an album.
Great album.
Yeah, he just dropped an album. I'm sure that he's planning a huge tour. We've had the reports come out about him giving people back their publishing that was on Bad Boy. All of these things, the positive things that are coming out for Diddy. So it would make sense legally for him to silence this type of conversation quickly. So it does make sense to go ahead and get it out the way, right? Because you look at a Jonathan Majors, right? Jonathan Majors is in a similar situation where, he had allegations filed against him and companies started dropping him immediately. Marvel still hasn't made a decision on what they're doing. But the point is, the longer it's going on, the guiltier he looks, because they're like, well, if you had the evidence to get it dropped, then why it ain't dropped? Or, so it's weird because it doesn't matter what happens in court, the court of public opinion. What are people thinking about Diddy?
Okay, so in the court of public opinion, Diddy has been guilty for years of this. There's been a rumor of this forever, right? What makes this different is that this is somebody who was in a relationship with him that's came out and basically is saying, hey, all them things y'all heard about him over all these years, they true. And guess what? I'm about to go ahead and drop the T on this boy.
Yeah, because I think she said something like she was going to write a book.
Yes.
So now I'm sure there's an NDA in place now.
Let me tell you let me tell you this. And then I'm going to drop this caveat by saying this.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to sound like someone who's victim shaming, right, or sound like a person who would try to tell somebody who's gone through this how to deal with that. Like, that's just saying, well, how do you deal with rape? How do you respond to it? Or how do you deal with sexual assault or whatever? That's okay. So I don't want to come across that way. And I have to say that first. Here's the problem that I have with it, right? The problem that I have with it is that when you preface you coming out with this lawsuit with you are going to tell your story and you are looking to give a voice and strength to people who have gone through similar trials and tribulation. You want to give them the strength to come out and speak about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, to me, I have a problem with there being a dollar amount associated with it, because to me, it kind of feels like you're saying, of all the things that you've been through, including being raped, it's part of your allegation. We might get dinged for saying that, but I'm just saying that if you're saying that that's what happened to you, then that's essentially you saying, well, that was worth $30 million. That's how much you were trying to get. Now, granted, I think Diddy, I'd imagine that if Diddy's net worth is $1 billion, that's not to say he got $1 billion in his account, but I'd imagine that the dollar amount, he's good for it. So it all what makes it seems like a money grab or a bag grab, right, is the fact that, one, you settle fast because it was already put out there. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think that what she's saying is wrong at all. She probably, I'm inclined to believe that, okay,
what if her lawyers advised her, right? Like, look, this is the best deal we're gonna get. If we go through,
looking for a deal, that's my point. It's like, this is my thing. So why make it a civil suit? If it was rape, why not do a criminal? There's no statute of limitation on rape. That's very much seen by Bill Cosby. That applies to California. That also applies to New York. So if you were really looking to get justice and feel vindicated, then you file a criminal suit. Now, granted, I understand. To me, a criminal suit is more damning, right? Because criminal, you talking about a court opinion. So a public opinion, but I think that listen, I understand that I'm not trying to say this is how you should do it. This never happened to me. I hope that it never happens to anybody I know. But I'm just saying, though, to me, like, this is the thing. When Cardi B sued old girl for lying, basically, right? Cardi B basically sued old girl for defamation and got that bread from her, right? Because she was saying stuff that wasn't true. So my thing is that if she was lying, why didn't say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and sue you then for false allegations, right? For slander. Sue her then if that's what it is, though, right?
Right. But what I'm saying is because it's a catch-22 either way, right? Because we're talking about it like, what if he is guilty? Because he settled so fast and da-da-da-da-da.
I'm gonna tell you this, though, man. I'm gonna tell you this. There's no way. I understand that there are people who would just throw in some extra just because everybody else. I don't like when somebody just dog piles on it. Somebody says, oh yeah, I remember this time, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't like when people wait to come out and say stuff or wait till somebody else. But that's just, again, I can't tell somebody how to do
a lot of times that happens too, though, because they don't feel like they have because Cassie, everybody knows how public that relationship was. She was an artist signed to him. Like, there's a lot going behind that. So
what I think?
What's up?
This is what I think, bro. I think this is just my opinion, and I don't want to victim shame. Okay. I think what happened, bro, because she waited for a while to talk about this. It feels very much like, to me, like there are certain celebrities who, when they break up with someone, part of their breakup and dating somebody is that they sign an NDA immediately after. I don't want nobody to be talking about what we do in our bedroom when we break on up. Standard operating procedure is to go ahead and get an NDA. And it feels very much like they may have had that kind of agreement, so she was quiet. And it feels like, to me, that maybe that NDA expired and she was like, listen, man, this expired. I told you I'm trying to get 30 or I'm putting this book out. And then he probably was just like, man, forget that, whatever. And then when she formally listen, I believe wholeheartedly what she's saying, bro. And I believe that what she was saying was just the tip of the tip of the iceberg, bro. I believe that, though, right? And then he was like, damn, let me go ahead and settle because it got real. But I think, though, bro, that if she waited that long and she put it out there for the timing, I'm always thinking about timing because just like you said, you just put out an album, you own Revolt, you got these moves around, you don't want that to be out there. So I thought the timing of her putting that on out there, it just can't be coincidental if she got some advice from a lawyer. The same way how Diddy's lawyer may have advised him, listen, bro, just go ahead, you don't want this to get out there. We got all of these other bags that we collected out there. So it feels very much to me like she had an NDA and then expired. And it wouldn't surprise me either, right? The timing, right? It wouldn't surprise me that all of these other rappers who are getting their royalties back and publishing and all that other stuff, what if these contract dates, they're expiring, these terms are getting old. So I think that it could very well be that Diddy is like, listen, I'm going to give you your stuff back because these NDAs and these agreements that we had to get ready to expire. So maybe you won't say nothing because I don't think he's just giving them their publishing back without them signing some kind of NDA, right? she just so happened to be where her timing of their relationship broke up in the middle of all these people getting their stuff back. Like and again, I don't want to victim shame or say that she was only in it for the money, but I'm just saying though, man, it's like I look at that where she's done, and I think that it feels very much like, all right, when you was with him, this was the lifestyle that he lived, right? And now you're done with them, and it feels a lot like, well, I need to be compensated for my pain and suffering. And like I don't know, bro. So I got a lot of
what is Diddy doing with the other people that are coming forward now? He got to pay them off too.
So that's the thing. Nobody else is coming forward with anything new. Everybody's just reiterating stories that everybody had already knew, right, or heard of, right? So I don't know that there's another one.
No, there's another girlfriend that came out on another talk show and said she had similar experiences.
Listen, man, she could listen. Here's my thing. As far as Diddy goes, and I'm not gonna say if I'm advising Diddy or if I'm Diddy. If I'm advising Diddy, it's like this though, man. If you were with this girl, he's gonna always have deniability, right? Because he settled, and he can always say, you know what, I settled because my people just said it's cheaper to go the way. I got the money, I'm good for it. I didn't give her 30. He could have settled for 5, 10 million. 10 would be solid, right? And so I'm thinking, like, if you got somebody else, I mean, if he thought, well, I can deny these things, she could tell. People have been telling stories about him for years. So what's one more story? It's just the timing. Like the other person, if somebody else came out about Diddy and they came out about, you think about this. If somebody else came out about Diddy before Cassie did, right? It would be just like, it's another thing, right? But now that Cassie then came out and she's a higher profile because of how recent she was with him. And then the fact that he's settling for her, it makes this other person seem like they're doing it for clout or also a potential bag. But if I'm Diddy, then you have deniability because now she has motive. And I don't know, bro. And I don't want to sound like I'm defending him, but I'm just saying that to me, that whole thing, when you really have been the devil's advocate, I don't think that what she's saying is not true. But it also, when you lead it by saying, I want to tell my story, tell your story, put out the book, right? Put out the book. And then you say, well, what is your story worth? Your book's going to dictate that. But when you say, I'm only going to put out my book because I offered him $30 million for me to not put out a book and he didn't comply. It's like, no, you're selling your story and that's fine. But all she did was a marketing version, a pre-marketing version of what Jada Pinkett was doing, where she would give you little jewels and she would drop these little Tupac stories and these little things about this that get you talking. And the only thing I think that's different is that maybe she had a book ready to go on stage. It wouldn't surprise me if she dropped the book in the next month and she just started touring to tell people it's coming. Here are some stories. Boom, boom, boom. I just think that in the end, though, bro, it's just that when you tell me that you telling your story and you're trying to empower people to do this, that, and the other, and when you got a price associated with it, though, bro, then to me, I feel like you're misleading people who truly have been through those things and people who truly want to say something that don't have the platform, because it just feels like your platform was based on a grab for the bag, though, bro. And if you feel like you've done that, and if that's what those times were worth, I can't argue that. But it just feels very much like when you getting divorced from somebody and you divorce somebody after all the things you've been through, and some girls might be like, I'm getting half of your everything, though, right? I'm getting 50% of your retirement. I'm looking for you to get some kind it feels very much like that to me, though, bro. And I like Cassie, the personality, what she showed and everything like that, man. But here's the bad part about that, though, bro. I've never heard anybody come out and defend Diddy, though, bro. Like how many in all my years?
What did Carisha say?
I don't know. But listen, that's another one. Listen, bro. If you've heard these things about him, and think about this, that means all her life right? Diddy's been around before she was born. And all she's ever known is that there were these rumors about him, and you still go ahead and decide that that's the person you're going to be with, right? Then you just ride. That's no different from me, anybody who heard all these rumors about R. Kelly and still rock with him. So then that goes the question. When it comes to Diddy, are you able to separate the man from the music? This great album. Do you stop supporting Diddy now? Because these are things that have been out there. The allegations have been out there for him for years.
Yeah, but allegations is different from being found guilty about it, though. Because there was, you think about, there
is
was
he guilty now? Is this an admission of guilt?
That's what I'm saying. That was kind of the original question. Because I mean, it's like nothing was sticking. Because the thing is, we had allegations about R. Kelly for a long time up until he was guilty.
Listen, okay. If I was accused of doing something that I did not do, but because I had long money, right? Because I had long money, somebody said, I'm going to go ahead and sue you. And I think, bro, that you would say, Charlie, listen. We stacked over here. We good. We up. You go ahead and pay this little bit of money. That's what lawyers would do, man. You go ahead and drop off a cool $1 $2 million. Let it ride, though, bro. We sign NDAs. We bury this thing ASAP. Even if I agree to that, I'm still going to deny. Like, listen, if I did not do it, and they said that he vehemently, that's one word I always mess up. Vehemently denied it, right? But at the same time, it was a public statement, right? Like, nah, I'm gonna say no. My lawyers advised me to go ahead and just settle this one out. I ain't do this.
Okay, but do we just did he owe a response? Do he need to say something? Or he just need to take his advice and just
listen. I don't think that Diddy owes a response because he's never responded to anything before. And listen, I don't think that she's wrong. I don't think that she's lying. I think, listen, I'm probably inclined to believe this is our thing though, right? If everybody says you done did something, that's it.
Yeah, because I mean, there's stuff like there, like allegedly they said that boy Tiger car blew up.
Kid Cudi.
Yeah. I knew it was one of them.
Okay, perfect example, bro. All right. Everybody said you cried at the bowling alley over old girl, bro. Right?
No, not everybody. That's you.
Everybody said you cried over this girl at the bowling alley. Right? But then even think about that. There was 5 other people that were there. But imagine if there were 5 million people that had these things to say. It's like 5 million people can't be wrong. And I'm just saying that if you never responded to it before, then you just keep it moving, though, bro. I don't think that he deserves. Listen, I personally would, unless I was advised by my lawyers to not even do it. But if that's the case, I would say that. I would say, listen, man, I want to tell y'all what's up, but my lawyers are telling me I'm not, that's better for me to not. So I'm going to go ahead and chill on now. Or part of my agreement for this whole thing is for me to fall back on this. So I'm cool on that.
I would respect that more than just nothing.
I would respect, that's what I'm saying. But this is my thing. I just think that in the end, it does nothing to further make me believe. I believe everything that she was saying. I'm just saying that, and listen, I don't know that people have been protecting him like R. Kelly. Maybe they have been. I think that what they're doing, I think that the difference is R. Kelly, what people were protecting things, criminal things that R. Kelly had been doing. What I think people have been protecting is Diddy's private life, his lifestyle, privacy. And you think about that though, right? On some level, don't you deserve for that to be protected? Not to defend him, but if whatever you do in your bedroom, right? I guess if you're a public figure, that's one thing though, right? But is it really everybody's business? And I think that that's the reason why, bro. I think that there are people signed celebrities have people who they date sign these NDAs that says, hey, listen, if we break up, you can't just be out here writing books on what we did in the bedroom, though, bro. I think that on some level, your privacy should be like, listen, shout out to the research department for jumping in. But if something happened and you try to write a book, I'm suing you. I'm suing everything you got. So that's that, though, man. Don't be trying to tell what I be doing in the bedroom. Which nobody been. So, and I get it, though, man. There's always going to be stories out there, though, bro. But I just don't. Nah, it's not for everybody to know what goes on in that man's bedroom. And I don't want to feel like I'm defending him, but I do think that people should have some protection of privacy, bro. But do I believe he did everything? Yes, and I only feel that way because there's just no way that people can have the same kind of stories and there not be some truth in it.
Yeah. Well, look, let's get to this last topic, bro, before we get out of here. There was this podcast, I don't know the name of the podcast, but this 50-year-old woman was on there and she said, look, older men look for younger women. She was saying, like, you know, as you get older, your body starts to change and your appearance starts to change and you begin to decline in certain beauty aspects. And so these older dudes be looking for these younger women like, well, hey, they still in tip-top shape, you know? And she's like, I want to, you know, and of course for the younger women, they looking at this older man who's established, has money, and has what they need to, you know, that these younger dudes don't, right? And so there was a younger lady that basically was like, look, you was out here doing your thing in your 20s, your 30s, and now you in your 40s and 50s looking for these younger women. Like, nah, you need to be dating your equal. Like, don't be trying to come down here and because I got low mileage and I ain't got, you know, you done got 4 or 5 baby mamas or whatever. And now you want to try to get a younger model. Nah, you need to stay up there. It's your same bracket and get you one that's around your same age. What's your thoughts on this, bro? Do dudes be looking for younger women?
Okay. Let's just be honest. This is something that I think that we've kind of hinted in conversation about. Let's talk about this because you think we were talking about Diddy. Diddy was with Cassie when she was 19 and he was like 38. So he's a cool 20 years older than her, right? And then even now he's with young Miami. He's like 50 something years old and she's like 28, let's say 28 tops. So he's a cool 30 years over. And listen, this is what I think. I think that, bro, at the end of the day, it does not matter what a man wants. Women, it's all about, everything is about the woman. That's only true because women make it acceptable, though, bro. It's only acceptable. And I never understood why people just don't quite understand the power that I think that women actually have, right? Like, so here's my thing. Everything that a dude does is for the coolness of the woman. It's when you get fresh and you step out the house, right? You trying to look cool. Yeah, you want to look fly, but you want your girl to look at you and think, okay, yeah, that's hot. Or some other girl look hot. But a bunch of dudes jocking your style, that's cool and everything. But I'm just thinking like everything is for the acceptance and the attraction of a woman. So whatever woman, listen, all these dudes out here that be walking around with these man purses, you think that if a female didn't think that wasn't cool, that they wouldn't do it? Like guys are going to do what females allow and say is cool. With that being said, I agree with the young girl who says, I think that you should date your equal, right? You can't sit there and tell me if I'm 38, what I got in common with somebody who's 19. Nothing. I'm trying to smash. That's what I got in common is that we both I want to knock down the cakes, but you can't sit here and say, oh yeah, she make me feel young. You should. You're 20 years older than her, 30 years older than her. So I'm like, I get it. Like, dog, what are you trying to be forever young for? Like, get your old ass out of here, bro. Like, seriously. If you get your old ass out here, because you can't listen. Because I understand. Don't get me wrong. I understand completely, bro, that if you are, let's say you are a 43-year-old handsome guy like myself. You got one kid, and you just so happen to find yourself on the dating scene, right? I'm not trying to get down with a chick that got 5 kids already, right? 4 baby dad. It's just not what I'm trying to do, right? But at the same time, though, man, if you see me at 43 years old with a 20-year-old girl, just know that that's all I'm doing is knocking it down, though, bro. I'm not gonna. There's no relationship. I feel honestly like I'm out aging her, like I'm out experiencing her, though, bro, and I'm robbing her
Now,
of.
didn't you
Good years,
just tell
bro.
me on the podcast about 2 or 3 podcasts ago that there's a difference between Lamborghinis that's got more
Yes.
miles on them? So why wouldn't you want the newer model of the Lamborghini?
Well, this is the difference, though. The difference is if I'm also a Lamborghini and I'm bringing another Lambo, that's cool. But if I'm the Lamborghini with 200,000 miles trying to get another Lamborghini with 2 miles on it, there's something ain't right about that. Like, no. If you going to be a vintage Lambo, then find you another vintage Lambo, though,
But
bro.
no, if the owner allows it, then why are you tripping? What I'm
Listen.
saying, we just said that we can only do what a woman allows. So my thing is that if you a 43-year-old dude, single, and you can pull a 28, 30-year-old that's doing their thing, what's the problem?
This is my thing. I'm not saying pulling them, right?
No, I'm talking
not-
about pulling them as in relationship.
You in a whole listen. Okay, listen. My thing is this. What we gonna talk about? Pound Town. You gonna tell me that Lil Yachty is the GOAT? You gonna tell me that City Girls is your OGs? Like, what are we? Like, this is my thing. If you 40 something years old and you still are bad 20 something years old, I take my hat off to you and show you my bald head.
If you 40, you can't be in a relationship with somebody that's 30.
Listen, but I told you before, I personally have an age limit.
Isn't yours 7?
Mine would be 7. 7 up or down, 7 down. 7 up and 7
that's
down.
Outside your bubble.
But listen, but even outside of that, you got to think. Let me tell you, this is why when it comes to men wanting older women, I personally have a young mom. So if I go 7 years up for me, that means that 7 years up for me is 13 years younger than my mama. That's my mama's peer at that point. I'm not trying to be out here bagging some of my mama friends, right? That's where I think that it's a difference. But
but I'm saying if you're going down though, right?
I would be willing to go down 7 years, right? And then my thing is that I think that, but even when I go down 7 years, I still got to filter out, right? There are some filtering.
But there's going to be filters and you can have somebody that's your age and there's some 43-year-old women that ain't going to even be at your level where you were mentally and where you at. So I'm saying if you could get a 35-year-old woman that's mentally in a great space, has her own, versus a 40 to 43-year-old woman that has her own or whatever like that, you're not gonna go with the younger model?
Listen, that's a different scenario.
It's not a different scenario.
No. Let me tell you. That's a different scenario from me being 43 years old, right? And bagging a 19-year-old when I got nieces and nephews. Wait. Nieces and nephews. I got my oldest nephew's 25. I got my my niece is 19, 20.
Charlie,
like if I bring a 19-year-old,
we already established.
Okay.
You already established if you was 43 and you had a 19, 20-year-old that the only thing y'all talking about is clapping cheeks. We already said that. I'm saying if there was a 30 to 35-year-old woman that had it together versus a 40 to 43-year-old woman that had it together, why would you not want the younger model?
That age difference isn't that big of a deal to me.
It is still outside your bubble.
For me,
it's outside your, what I'm saying is if you're 43 and you got a 30-year-old woman that has it together, that's outside your bubble. Because you said 7 down.
She has to listen. She got to be exceptional, by the way.
Of course, but that's
again. But I'm saying, if you tell me two exceptional, you tell me an exceptional 43-year-old woman and an exceptional 30-year-old with the same exact credentials. Yes, it makes sense in that case to go with the 30.
Then that's what the women are saying, that we gonna want the younger women. That's what she's saying, because she said me being 50, I wanted somebody that's 52 because
it's out of there. Yes, you out of there.
Your looks is declining just like mine. I want somebody to be equal to me. That's what she said. Let me play the clip so you can hear what I'm saying. Let me just play it so you can hear.
Play the clip. Play the clip.
Right. Oh, here you go.
But if I'm a fly 50, if you're a fly 50, I might be willing to go 40.
We've been conditioned to compete against each other to be chosen.
Yeah.
We have to have a certain body. We have to have a certain glow. We have to have a certain look. And I'll just speak in my category because I'm over 50. Once I get to this age, I start to lose that beauty, that youth, right? So the older men will start looking at the younger women, right? However, they're no different than me because they're losing the look. The body starts to go, and it's like, Negro. I want somebody next to me too. That's a trophy too, right?
Yes.
So here we go with the double standard.
Yeah,
we're sitting here talking about women. Can we flip it? The pressure, it's so hard.
I'm not listening. Okay, so I understand. By the way, that was the homegirl Ro, who does some skits periodically with Country Wayne. By the way, she's a fly old head. And I say old head, I say because she got a head full of gray hair though, man. That's what I think.
And she 50 too. Yeah.
And she 50 though. She look dope. But I guess my thing is this though, man. For me, don't get me wrong. If the option is there, that's one thing. I guess what I'm saying though, bro, is that there are certain guys that only go. Their chick, their type is a
younger chick.
It's Scott Disick. Scott from what's called. All he dates is 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, despite the fact that you have nieces and nephews that are older. That to me, that just feels like, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It feels very much like you don't not just necessarily the baggage that somebody else has that's your age from a female's perspective, but you also don't want the life experience, right? You likely females would feel like you're more inclined to be able to manipulate a girl who's 18, 19, 20 because they haven't done anything, right? So you can tell them whatever.
I personally think that's too young. Like what? So
Leonardo DiCaprio only dates girls that are under 20.
I get it, and that's he get that from all them other old actors. I mean, what's your boy? Scarface.
Oh yeah, Al Pacino just had the baby with his was like, I wasn't his baby mama like 30 something. He's like 80 years old. I'm not mad at him. If you 80 something years old and you still bagging a 30, I'm not mad at you for that. Because he done been down that road where he had some old heads before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that listen, to me, I do have a problem with the fact that a guy is basically grooming a girl for when he's now old because he couldn't deal with somebody who has his level of life experience that he can't manipulate like that easily.
Yeah, but let's also keep it a being too, bro. It's one of them things. Dude's a visual.
Yes, yeah. You could be listen. I think that this is where I think that the problem that guys have. Listen, okay, this is what I think that guys have, and I'm not gonna lie. I think that what I think that guys have a problem with is since guys are visual, there's also this perception that I think that guys have is that at some point at 50, that's if you've let yourself go in life, in your looks, right? If you let yourself go, it didn't happen when you turned 50. You let yourself go earlier. 50 is when you just beyond comfortable with it, right? And I think that some guys don't want to feel like that and as crazy as it sounds, some guy don't want to inherit that, right? You can't, it's one thing. It's one thing that if that happens, you and somebody are growing old together, right? And if that's the plan, we both got to a point where we like, hey, I love it, so I'm gonna keep it. That's it. But if you are brand newly single, I can understand, because to me, I would feel like, no, you kind of let yourself go for somebody else, right? That was you and his plan is for you to get like this with him. So if you aren't, so if you weren't my plan like that, then I can understand why, since guys are still very much visual, that visually I'm cool with that if you did that on my watch. But I don't know that I'm willing to inherit that, bro. That makes sense. Like, if
Now,
you did
I
like
understand. It's. I think, like we've always said on our podcast, both things can be true.
True. I just think that, to me, I look at that and I just think that, like, okay, but then let me ask you, if men always want to date younger, then why, if she said, well, you know what, I want to date a younger one, blah, 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 then do we look at women differently who only date young guys?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we call them cougars. You don't got no name for no dude to date young women.
Sugar daddies. Yes, we do.
No, that
Sugar
ain't dating.
daddies?
That ain't dating.
That is very much, listen, if you listen, bro, stop playing. Pops, old head, you do got names for it though, bro. Cougar is just the one that I think is pretty universal. But if you got a woman who says, nah, that boy says zaddy. That is it. But if you got think about that. If you got an older woman and you are 50 years old, and this is my thing, if you 50 and you are fine 50 and you out here, I see no problem at all. If you are 50, the only problem is if you 50 and you get a 35-year-old guy, I think I'm okay with that. The girl Ro, who was on that interview though, she a fine 50 to me. So I can see why a guy who's 35 would still feel physically attracted to her as if she was a younger woman, someone that's his age though. And so I don't have a problem at all with women doing it, but it does, I'm not gonna lie, it's almost like an accepted norm that guys like younger women. But then to flip the coin on that though, bro, the other side is like, all right, is it ever gonna be where it's just a normal thing to just say, hey man, you know, she like that young meat, that's all she do? You think about that though, bro. What if oh my gosh, what if Deuce brings over a girl to Thanksgiving and she's 43 years old, bro? Deucey pulls up with a cougar to your crib for Thanksgiving. What you doing, bro?
Dapping him up.
You dapping Deuce up for bagging one of his mama friends.
Yeah, because my thing is that I know it's temporary.
Well, I don't know. What if he was serious about it? If Deuce proposed to you, and he said, listen,
Charlie,
no.
Deuce, though.
If we propose, listen, if Deuce says, Pops, I think I done found my soulmate, and this is, her name is Eartha, and Eartha is 44 years old, bro.
First of all, we 43 and we don't know no Eartha, so you need to quit.
Her name Tamika.
But that's what I'm saying.
Deuce brings Tamika to Thanksgiving, bro.
Let's see what she's
you
saying.
dapping him up.
Yeah, I'm dapping him up. If he bringing the 43-year-old to Thanksgiving,
and said, no, this is my girl. This is who I'm with.
Ain't gonna happen, bro. Not
I'm
even
not
really.
saying, but that's what. So that's basically what that. So think about that. If you're somebody in Diddy's family, he said somebody. Listen, bro. Listen. Shout out to my brother Chad, by the way, though, for that. That was hilarious. And that's one where you got to know to know.
Yeah.
But I think about that, though, man. That's basically what Diddy is doing when he's having the Thanksgiving, and he's 38 years old, and he brings in his 19-year-old, right? That's the same thing. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it, but then if the opposite, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's just say you fool around and Diddy's youngest son comes to Christmas dinner with Alicia Keys. It doesn't matter that Alicia Keys is still fine. It's just he's like 19, 20 years old. Like, you looking at that like, what the hell? That is, you do kind of raise the eye. You side eye that a little bit. You might not say nothing, but you still having a side conversation about it.
Double standards, bro.
Shout out to dudes pulling his mama friends now.
Hey, man, what you got up for the week?
This week, bro, I am Black Friday shopping. I'm trying to see what's up. I got to fill my man cave up. None of my dudes is almost done with it. What else I'm looking for? What else? What we got going on for the week? I got to check with the research department, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Monitors. That's the one thing I need to do. I'm looking to get me a dope TV to use as my monitor for the studio, though, man. Yeah. But that's it, though, man. I this time around, I'm Black Friday shopping for myself. Since we won't be here for Christmas, and we said no gifts because we're doing something cool. It's the first time I've actually just been out in a long time that I've solely been looking for something just for me, though, bro. So it's cool. Yeah. What about you, man? What you got going on?
Thanksgiving. That's it.
Thanksgiving.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
and we did not plan this either with the orange, the black, and the gray.
Not at all, though, bro. Not at all. I'm gonna tell you the only reason why I'm wearing the black is because I did not shave my head.
Mine too. Ain't shaved. No, that's why all the Tuesday episodes be with hats.
I shave my head on Sunday. If that new growth come in by Tuesday, this is y'all getting there, boy.
Yeah. Hey, man, we appreciate everybody for stopping in, checking through. The boy Randy, the boy
Shout out to my brother Blue.
Courtney.
My mama jumped in the comments.
Yep, mama
that
jumped
boy
on
Courtney
in there.
jumped in there.
And
the
that
research
boy
department.
PBR.
PBR. Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all, though, man.
Yeah, and for everybody on the playback, we appreciate y'all for watching the playback. We love y'all. Slash Brothers want to wish yours and your family a very, very safe and happy Thanksgiving, and
let us know if baked beans go for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that will be a question of the day. Do baked beans belong with Thanksgiving? We love y'all. We out.
X.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it,
of all time.
sucker?